Welcome back to the Chill Sounds and Breakdowns podcast. We are on another great episode 45. There we go. Episode 45, and we got another great one. I always have them. They're all great, and I love every one of them. But today we have awesome guys in, part of half of the deep end, man. How you guys going?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Really appreciate you guys having us out here. Kind of lay down and just, talk about what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
But we're doing good. Doing great.
That's good. Where do you guys hit traffic on what we were talking about? Where do you guys like Fort Worth based, or like are you guys outside of Fort Worth?
Plano.
Yeah. Plano.
Hometown, yeah.
Yep.
Dang. Okay.
Suburban kids, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, we all grew up. I've been going to school with this kid since like sixth grade, so we're kind of childhood friends.
Yeah.
And other mates, guys in the band, Hayden and Julian. Same thing, just been going to school with them. We're all from Plano. And making our way out here. We have connections with Fostepco.
Yes.
The recording studio
a lot
stuff.
with
Yeah, so they're we're associated with them essentially. So that's why we're usually out here most of the time.
Gotcha.
You know, all of our shows have been out mostly in Fort Worth and Denton area as well too, trying to get a name out there. There's no scene in Plano at all. So
at all.
No, nothing.
Really?
Nothing like what
started.
we're doing.
Yeah, we hope to make a scene there.
You guys have any like venues out there? Anything small that offers anything?
Not really. I mean,
There's
a lot
stage
of the
in downtown that we could possibly play at.
Okay.
But we don't know who to contact.
We
don't know the
I've seen those though. Like a lot of towns have like that stage. I'm like, well, how do I get on here?
Some
Like,
nights we're just like, hey, let's just set up there.
I mean, what are
Who's
they gonna
gonna
do?
stop us?
Yeah.
just get in trouble, But it's
I mean, someone will, but I mean, who? I don't know. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's fine. What are they gonna
get
do?
at least a song or two in there.
Yeah.
But
Throw some stickers out.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of open mic places, and we'll see a lot of bars and stuff that have little tiny corner stages and stuff. But the scene out there is more so like indie, alt, long brimmed hats, acoustic guitar,
Gotcha.
one dude on a bar stool. They don't really have accommodations for bands. I mean, especially when we're playing. We might get kicked out of a few places. It's a little posh on that side of town.
That's punk. That's punk. That's hell
we like
yeah.
to
You know what I
think
mean? Like
We're
it
trying,
fits all.
Get kicked out, yeah.
Yeah. So you say you guys have grown up like together. Have you guys always played music together, or was it just like who picked up like who hit up who first?
Well,
Yeah, so I mean, the way it went was a few years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago. I used to be in the hip hop scene, and I would rap under another alias that I choose not to name. Music, punk music, and just rock, in general, has always been a big part of my life. Big part of my boy here's, life. He's been playing since middle school, and we've always kind of been into music. And it wasn't until around pandemic times, our drummer Julian at the time, got out his old kid. He moved out of his place. He just kind of set up a music room, and so I started going over there more and more often, and I can play bass guitar, so we just kind of picked up, started a little jam sessions that just kept getting more and more frequently, and eventually I was like, hey, know a guy that plays guitar, and then that's just kind of where everything started. It was the three of us at first.
Yeah.
And we actually wrote this entire first EP that we have out, the self-titled, the Deep End EP, just the three of us, all 5 of those songs. And I was playing bass and singing at that time. And it just kind of steamrolled and picked up into that. So I didn't initially want to be the lead singer, but it just kind of fell into place. I started writing and everything, and we realized that, we had something there, but me playing and singing was really holding us back, especially during live performances. Luckily, you guys got to see us when we got the full ensemble.
Yeah.
Because what had initially happened was we were reached out to by a guy named Chris, who runs a little underground venue. I don't think he runs it anymore, but it was a little warehouse that he was just looking for a few bands to play. And, he saw our Instagram and reached out. Once he did that, we... basically just, he put all the bands and acts in a group chat, and I was just like, hey, if anybody who can play bass can, just hop on this one gig, you know what I mean? We'll show you how to play. It can take 2 practices or whatever. All of our stuff is, 3 chords, super easy.
Nothing intricate.
We're not actually talented,
Oh my God.
We're just getting by, man. We can keep the beat, and that's about it. But, he reached back out to us like, hey, I got a friend, her name is Jenna, and we ended up meeting up with her, she came over to where we practiced at our location, and initially right off the bat when we first met her, she's like, I'm here for one reason, this one show, and after that, that's it. You know what I mean? So we were just like, damn, okay. You know what I mean? And she's, she was not someone to fuck around with, man.
Yeah.
She was real sharp tack, had the axe, and had known like all our songs by the end of the night, man. So she was really good.
Okay.
Kind of really helped us get a little bit more organized and set up and stuff. And then, one thing led to another. The show ended up getting canceled or postponed for a month because, again, this was right early 2022.
COVID.
COVID was still kind of showing its ass a little bit. And the guy was putting it together, got it, so it was postponed for a month. And so she ended up just being like, okay, well, I'll keep coming to practices. And then we played the show, and then that turned to, maybe I'll just stick around for a few more shows, and then blah, blah, blah. One thing leads to another. She ended up recording the whole EP with us. And played around the show, So she was in the band for about 6 months. And for me personally, I'd like to think of that as the first EP, all the shows that we played, then it was, like phase one, you know what I'm saying? And humble beginnings or whatever. I mean, of course, that's still where we're at. But the progression since, because eventually, she told us, she's like, all right, I'm parting ways. Like, I don't, she's like, I kind of wanted to explore my own thing. She did music in the past, so she was like, appreciative of us getting her back in the scene. But ultimately, it wasn't her ultimate goal. And we're practicing twice a week in Plano. She lived in Keller.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And so she's driving twice a week, man. And I'm in, like, we just, really appreciated it. She helped us record all that stuff. So she ended up moving on. And then literally, I mean, it was just by chance. Because, of course, we're freaking out. We're like, oh, shit, here he goes. Like, we're just going to...
We're back to no bass player.
No bass player. We're going to have to...
You're like, I'm not going back to playing bass.
Yeah. I was like, I can't, man. I was like, we're already picking up just a little bit of steam. And I was like, the last thing we need is a shitty live performance.
Yeah.
And so, it was just by chance. We had he could tell you. It was basically just showed up.
It actually, it's funny how things like just fell into place because after we recorded our EP, Hayden messaged me through Instagram.
Our new bass player.
Yeah, and we've known Hayden, like we went to school with him, but we were never really that close. But he messaged me randomly, and he was like, "Hey man, I heard that your bass player is possibly leaving y'all. I can carry a tune if you need a bass player.
Yeah.
Let me know and I'll come to a practice and you guys just show me the ropes." And we're like, "Yep, there we go."
We'll take come on down.
We'll take whatever we can find.
And he really picked it up too, man. I'll give him that credit. Is he had played guitar like semi-casually, for a few years. Never really played the bass. Like he said, he could play like along to a few songs. And I mean, he showed up to practices and just went at it. Man. Really stayed to it. And like I said, all our songs are easy. Super fucking easy, man. So he was able to get it down, and I mean, he's been with us ever since. Yeah. And I mean, he's doing phenomenal.
So that's so badass. Yeah, like, because that's literally like so hard. First of all, just to find members, but like getting some steam and then like losing one. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, okay, like
right place, right time. And I mean, really, even I think I don't know if anybody else can relate, but bass players are super fucking hard to find, man.
Yeah.
Like, I swear to God, we were at a show in Denton like 2 weeks ago at the pharmacy. The first band was playing, like at the end of their set was like, "Hey, we're looking for a bass player. So like, if you know anybody, just come on up. If you could play these chords, you're in." You know what I mean? So,
they're like, if you're enthusiastic, we'll just take you.
Exactly.
We'll teach you.
So we're super
bass players are
happy to have him.
definitely.
And he's a great guy. And
Hayden, you said, and then
Julian's our drummer.
Julian,
Okay.
The
bass
wild
players
child.
Hard to find.
Absolutely.
And like that's what like me and DJ are starting a project with. Actually, basically like 3/4 of NoiseROT are like is trying to start a project, and I'm like, well, like he's like I sing, like DJ can play drums, like, and then Ed plays the guitar, and I'm like, well, we need a bass player, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even gonna search. I'm gonna learn how to do this shit, and like let's just like figure it out. But I'm having the same like issue of like, I'm gonna have to sing and like
sing and play.
Yeah, and I've never done that. So I've played like guitar in the past, but like I never played like electric or anything. It was all like classical like music that I was like playing. And then but I'm like, well, notes wise and like writing stuff like translates like that, but it's just like, I've never actually like sang and played at the same time.
It's a whole nother beast. Towards the end, I started to feel comfortable, and it was like it felt like it was getting easier, and then we'd like learn a new song or something like that, and I mean can't do it. You know what I mean? It's a different thing for me just having to get, and then you catch yourself watching yourself the whole time. The mic's over here, and I'm looking down at the frets while trying to play, and I'm like, shit, this ain't.
Because it's also, you're right, like you were talking about, like the performance is another thing that like is a big thing. Because I've been talking to like a few bands and stuff about that, and I'm like, man, a lot of times when I was playing early on in like bands, my concern was like I need to play everything right. And then the more like I've been like going to shows and stuff like that, I'm like, yes, you need to know like what you're playing. I go, but your performance can't.
You gotta have a presence.
You have to have a presence.
Absolutely. And that's
you've had stuff where like people will come off stage like, oh, like I messed up. Always like, dude, I didn't notice that shit at all. I was just noticing the fucking show.
No, we are 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, 100%. We ourselves, I'd say, are our biggest critics, man. You know what I mean? Because we'll go and have a set that, what you just said. People are like, oh, that was awesome, that was great. And we're like, really?
Really? Yeah. Because we fucked up.
We were fucked up a few times, man. But it's like you said, if you can continue that energy, that pace, I don't really think anybody notices. And it can get difficult at times. I mean, us as a band, I kind of feel like, I mean, I guess besides Roberto, everybody just kind of situationally fell into their role. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm writing songs, so they're like, well, you're singing them. Julian,
you're making the
I like that. So you write it, you sing it.
Yeah.
Julian is more trained in playing guitar. You know what I mean? Like that's what he wants to do right now. But he like played the drums for like a few years when he was a kid, and I mean he's a fucking animal.
Yeah.
Like animal, like from the fucking Muppets, man. I swear to God, he gets back there and he just kind of becomes a whole nother person, man. And he's he swears he's like doesn't know what he's doing or whatever. But I mean he'll just get back there and
he just tears it up,
just
man.
runs it through. And I mean, I think that even if you listen to our stuff now, I think we've hit a good, like I was saying, like a good phase one. And so now what we're doing is trying to hone in on all the skills that we like learned over the past like 2 or 3 years, music wise. So with these new projects that we have coming out, we have an EP coming out called Americant, which hopefully, and now unfortunately, I've, with the track record of the previous EP, I will say it's coming out at a certain time, and then it won't for like 3 months.
Pushing it back.
We're hoping that it can come out in November. So hopefully, stay tuned, ear to the ground. We can have the EP out in November. And this one, I hear it all the time, but I'm proud as hell of this next one, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially compared to, what we've been dropping and stuff like that. I think that I've really tried to hone in more of a message, because as a writer, one thing that I've realized is that I have an extremely like literal black and white, here's the image, and it's just me essentially describing it. Yeah. I'm not really good with metaphors or like, I didn't read a thesaurus growing up, so it's like, I feel like a lot of our songs, if you can understand me, then I think you get that image when you listen to it and stuff. So I tried to really take that and implement it into stuff that I feel needs to be addressed or is more important in these next, couple of songs that we have coming out. And I think people will be able to hopefully relate and connect, maybe even, I don't want to say wake a few people up, but you know what I mean? We have some people realize, more stuff that's going on, dude. I love the country that we live in and shit, but we could be doing better. You know what I mean? Overall. So
is that kind of what like you focus your subject matter on, like what you're on the new stuff?
Right now,
It's
I mean,
political.
It's
more political than our other stuff.
Just I think something that needs to be said. I don't want to say it's punk, because that's just kind of cliche. But I mean, if we were any other kind of band, I'd like to think that we would still be kind of leaning in that direction as far as subject matter and stuff. But I think it's for the better. I think it's gonna be. I think a lot more people are gonna to fuck with it. It's a lot better. We put a lot more time into it.
Yeah.
Production wise, the turnaround on the songs was a lot faster. But we got the system down. Luis, Footstepco, and Crooked Tooth. I mean.
Shout out
Seriously, man. He's a busy motherfucker.
He's busy.
Bro.
He's always doing something.
I
asked him like everything that I was like, bro, like he's like, oh yeah, I just got this in now, so now we're doing this, and I'm like, so it's like literally like new skill, let's put it to work, like immediately. Like,
no,
he's
absolutely.
Always doing something.
Yeah, he'll get a new tool and just call somebody to help, figure it out and try it out that day. I don't think the guy sleeps. I'll be real with you, man. Never seen him sleeping before, man. You know what I mean? He's a go-getter, a busy motherfucker, bro. Bricklaying motherfucker.
But like, I think earlier this year, maybe last year, I can't even remember when these podcasts are. But I went to go talk to him. I had him on a podcast, and like, it was like, dude, like you do so much, and you've been doing it for a long time. Like I'm like, that's someone who's just like I've known, like as long as I've known him, he's always been working.
He's always been
and then you see
grinding.
Like, that's literally one of those people like you always catch him, and then like I have a friend named Dizzy. Again, like I'm like they're never like not doing anything. Everything's productive. Like we sit and like just chill and talk. It always ends up having like a purpose to it. You know what I mean? Like we always end up like building something out of,
you know what I mean? Exactly.
Like, and you're always on. Like
exactly. But I think that's good to have for guys like us because we don't really have a sense of direction right now. This is all still super new, man. You know what I mean? And it's picking up and we're feeling it and we're seeing it and it's intimidating as shit, man. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. It's crazy. We have a lot of stuff planned and it's just being able to try to keep that, your ducks lined up. You know what I mean? So like we're working on stuff now, but it's one of those things where like I don't want to have a million songs out and not have any music videos. I don't want to be playing 20 live shows and not have a t-shirt to sell to somebody. Or there's all these things that involve all this intricate planning, man, and it's like I'm starting to not sleep. That's I really respect the just straight to business, no small talk, go get, put into place kind of attitude that he has, and he's been exponentially helpful to us. He's not afraid to give us the critiques and criticism that he feels that we need, and it's never bad. You know what I mean? A lot of people that, either bands or individual artists I know, can take a lot of, I don't want to say offense, but you know what I mean? He's pretty straightforward, man. Like, he'll tell you if it's like, this shit ain't working. You know what I mean? And I was pretty stubborn at first, when we first got together. I think overall, the EP that we have out could have been a little bit better if I maybe gave him just a little bit more control. And that's something that, just working with him, and understanding, listening to this new stuff, I'm like, man, maybe you actually know what you're talking about.
The thing is, like, you're not like wrong in feeling that way because like you're trusting like something you've made and built like to somebody else, and it's hard to give someone else input and control over something and be like, I don't know, like that didn't come from me, like I don't know you like that well, like what are you gonna do to
this is mine, don't touch it.
And that's the thing that sucks. It sucks in a way because like that's the only way that if you're gonna work with somebody,
exactly. It's all
by
here,
trying it,
and trying to tell somebody else like what's in here has been crazy because obviously when it's like telephone, it's gonna always be a little bit different. But with him, I always feel like that difference has always been better. It's always sounded better, or just been better, man. He's a great guy, man, and
we definitely built like this like chemistry. Like the more we work together, the more we understand each other. Because the first time we went there, it was rough. Because man, we couldn't get it down. We couldn't record the first song at all.
Mind Control. The first song of the EP, we probably went in and had like 4 separate sessions just for that couldn't get that shit right, man. We don't play with a metronome or anything, dude. So
again,
that
musicians.
That made it hard.
He put us in separate rooms at first, and that shit wasn't working. And then eventually we ended up getting now what we do is we'll just go in. He's got that back room. Locks us all in there essentially. No AC. No fucking black walls. Man. And and I was telling him about it last time. I was like, honestly, the horrible environment that it's in, where it's just hot as fucking shit in there and it's like 90 something, it brings out this like layer of like angst and like uncomfortability, but it translates, I honestly think, super well. And he records all analog and stuff. He's got some digital but mostly analog, so that nice just OG crisp raw sounds. Absolutely.
I know you're talking like you nailed like stuff better, but like that's in this new stuff, but like we were just right now listening to it, and the song that I was like vibing with the most was, I can't remember the name, but it was the one that was a live session that you did, like, because I think that's the only one that said live at Crooked Studio. I'm trying to remember which song it was.
Do or Die.
Yeah, that
Do or
one.
die.
Yeah, I was
Little
vibing
pill?
that. Yeah,
Take a little pill.
Yeah,
that's
that
the
one. I was like,
Yes,
some
yes.
hard. I'm like,
everyone
oh, this is the
knows.
live one. But I'm like, I like that like
The
raw
Little
feeling
Pill
to it.
song.
Yeah, exactly. The
Yeah,
Little
yeah.
Pill
We
song.
always talked about for that song in parentheses put little pill. A lot of
That's
people.
what
That's what
everyone
they
was
remember.
I like the little pill song.
Yeah. Everybody's like, dude, what the hell does do or dial suppression mean?
Oh man, that's such a
And,
stupid
yeah.
thing that we came up with.
It's an inside thing, you
Yeah.
know. We'll tell you off camera what
Okay,
it's what
okay.
it's really about. You know what I mean? If you can't already figure it out, it's literally just
It's nothing like
it's Ebonics essentially. It's
Oh.
just it's some dumb shit. Like it just sounds like
rhymed
something
and we're
else.
like, let's
yeah.
name it that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just fucked around. We knew that people would be like, why? And that's it.
But
Because
yeah,
why not
that's
just
it.
call the song Little
That's
Pill?
why.
And I'm like, yeah, that's why.
That's
you
why.
know?
That's why we did it. That's why.
Because we
Exactly.
knew you wanted that, and then we're not
Yeah,
trying to do
fuck
that.
it.
We're gonna ask. You're gonna ask us why. And,
Yeah.
and we're never gonna answer you.
You can send $2 to our Cash App on why we called
Buy
it
a
Do or
shirt,
Die
maybe we'll
Suppressor.
Buy a shirt. Yeah. Buy a
There
shirt.
you
Buy a
go.
ticket. Maybe
Yeah.
you'll get the. You'll maybe
Yeah.
get
Come out to a
secrets.
show. Maybe we'll tell you.
Yeah.
Maybe we won't.
Maybe we
You're just
won't.
gonna have to keep
You know,
coming.
buy me a few drinks.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's the
there.
one.
Oh, that's the easiest way. Yeah.
You were talking about like being intimidated about the whole like process and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
What out of all that you think is like the most stressful like thing?
For me personally, it's the live scene, man, and it's the respect. It's respect, being humbled and intimidated all at the same time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, comes to mind first is our Big Bros Treehouse Cabaret.
Yeah.
We fucking love them, man. They put us on all the time. They're
out to Treehouse.
fantastic. Yeah, shout out
to Treehouse.
you know,
Yeah.
Hail Slurm. They go fucking hard. I love them to death. They're extremely talented,
Yeah,
and they're
man,
very,
so good.
you know, they just got it. You know, when they get on that stage, they say they're nervous. They say that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's all bullshit. They're amazing. It's fantastic.
Getting called out right now.
I mean, you know what I mean? No, they know what they're fucking doing, man. They're on that shit. They're
on it, for
fantastic,
sure.
and it's just personally. I mean, and like I said, our shit's easy. We're not. You know, we got a few solos in this new EP, but like all
We have
our
more
shit is
structure
it's all
now,
yeah.
yeah.
It's getting all this respect and like admiration from all these other bands. But I honestly, this is just me being insecure. But it's like, I mean, are you just saying that because we're here together playing live, or do you actually, you know, like what we're doing and stuff? Because compared to y'all, I think we sound like shit. You know what I mean? And that's just me. And I mean, I've always been like that. I'm my biggest critic when it comes to this. And it's hard being a frontman, dude. It's anxiety,
Yeah.
you know, driven and feeling. And like unintentionally, I guess, being the face of the band. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say it's my child, but I mean, it's something that I care about and hold deeply and everything like that. But I'm just as good as this guy right here. And if he's, you know, playing like shit or doing shitty, then I'm doing it, and vice versa. And it's like a
Damn, Roberto, why are you playing shitty? Dude?
nah. He's
I was kidding.
nah. If anything, it's, you know, I
can't help it.
I'm cracking my voice or something, because that's another thing, man. I've never
He's
sang
not a singer, yeah.
professionally,
Yeah.
man.
First
I'm
time
pretty sure
being
I'm
on the
just
mic.
fucking my voice up every time I'm
time.
playing
I feel
live
that
and
hard.
recording it. So it sounds good, but I might not be able to do it in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, man.
you know, here's to it now.
I just picked it up too, doing backups, doing
Yeah.
more backups for him, and it's just
Yep.
like, damn, I'm not a singer either.
It's-
and it's fuck. Like,
I mean, please don't let that stop you, because I can tell you, like, when we were like,
yeah.
I did that forever. It took me forever to finally be like, I think I can sing okay. Like,
Yeah.
but like, and then people like, and again, it's I totally feel that like insecurity and just anxious. Is like, are you just saying that? Because I hear myself and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like I don't think it's
Were
that
you
great.
hearing-
Yeah.
That's why I almost appreciate it more at this point, where they're like, "Hey, you kind of fucked up there. You sound like," I'm like, "Yeah, I know." You know
But
what
that's
I mean?
weird.
Like,
But I feel that too. I was like, tell me like.
Tell
You know
me.
where
If
I
there's
messed up,
one
that I'm
thing-
like,
yeah,
you
if
can
there's one
compliment
thing you
me,
do
but
like,
pick
yeah.
something out, tear it down a little bit.
yeah,
you know
I'll tell you,
what I mean?
like, in this song, you kind of fucked up. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
okay.
That means, see what I mean? Like, oh, okay, cool.
yeah.
But
I'll-
it's kind of it's kind of weird, especially like, I mean, with singing, I can directly relate, because like I've always been one of those, like, I sing it and I'm like, I guess, like, but it's not. And other people like are telling like, yeah, it's good, it's stuff like, but it took me a while to like actually like fall in love with like how my voice sounds. But
Right.
I finally got like, my own little like record setup. Nothing crazy. I've just literally just been singing like over just instrumentals I found. But like being able to by myself, not in an actual studio, just record lines over and over and listen to them, like, all right, like
This is
I'm
getting
kinda,
weird,
it
man.
gets
Yeah.
weird, but it let me be like, okay, like I listened to it so often that it stopped sounding like who I thought I sounded like, and now it sounded like just a singing I would listen to, and it kind of helped me get more in tune with that. But I felt that all the time playing shows and be like, I don't know, is this just one of those, like, good set, bro? Like, I was like, okay, like, don't tell me nothing at all. You know what I mean? Like, that's why, like, and I don't do it on purpose, but like now, like, if I come and talk to you, like after like a show or something like that, it's always because I'm like, that shit was tight. Like, because I find like so much after being around the scene so much and just music in just general, I can find something I like out of mostly everything, dude. Like, it's really hard, like, for me not to. And
we've noticed that too, man. And that it's just, absolutely. I feel like every band. I mean, one of the most different bands that I love that we play with all the time is Dirty Dan and the Basketball Boys. They're a local Denton band. They're not hardcore. They're not punk. I think they're probably more like indie alternative.
Indie folky alternative.
Folky.
Yeah.
I like to call them, it's like a weird anti-gospel music kind of deal because it's all harmonics and stuff.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like a southern church setting. Oh yeah, man. They're
really
golden,
good singers.
Man. And I love them to death. We played three shows with them so far. That was our third
show last weekend.
And but they're like nothing that we like other bands that we play with and stuff. You know what I mean? The show that we got next week, this next Saturday at 3 Links. 8 o'clock, catch us there. Like this is like our first time I think playing with like hardcore punk, like just thrash bands, and so I mean
we may be the softest ones there.
It's intimidating
comparatively now.
It's also because I think it's just we went from literally playing in a living room, like just backyard, us, and then now all of a sudden it's like 10 shows down. A couple more to go. Yeah, we're getting a website built. We're dropping music. We're making T-shirts. Holy shit, this is happening.
The ball is rolling, and it's
like it's just going now. You know what I mean? Because it's like well, now you have to keep going. You know what I mean? Like it's like okay, we're doing it now. Like
absolutely. It's in my core. It's a fucking dream come true for sure.
And I'm trying to go back to like the whole anxiety thing. Yeah, it's like now I'm learning like I get that feeling like when bands like other bands are like, hey, good set, all that shit. It's like I appreciate that. But I know, like, how I sounded, but I know people out there, and especially people that aren't in bands, they're not going to notice any of that, or they're not looking for that, because the songs, you yourself playing them, and people that might have listened, but it's like, it's a live performance. It's like, even professional bands, like, big bands,
sounds different.
They're going to, it's not going to sound like the recorded session, and to them, they may fuck up, but we will never know, and we're never going to, like,
it happens.
And now you can't compare yourself to other like artists either, because you're your own artist. You're gonna have your own unique sound, and that's what makes you. That's what makes you special.
And I say all of them keep trying to tell me that it's just like, dude, we're not Treehouse Cabaret.
We're not gonna play intricate music. That's not us. We play punk, and even if it's simple shit, so what? Simple music is good. Yeah. Biggest band for me that I look up to, might be a basic bitch answer, Nirvana. Yeah. Simple music, but it's fucking killer. They make bangers. Yeah. All the time. But
that's the thing, is like for some reason, and I've been there too, where it's like it's gotta be way more like intricate. It's gotta be like hard. It's gotta do all these things. Right. Because I was staring mostly at like outside of what are other people doing that are like giving them success, instead of worrying about like how do I make this my art? Yeah. Like how do I make this my thing? Yeah, like, exactly. And just focus on that, and just because I had I really like an eye-opening moment where I was writing music, and I'm like, man, do I even like this shit? Like for a second, and I'm like, I'm not writing the music that I like, and like and it ended up being okay. It's time to move on from like what I'm doing here, and like the new project that I'm kind of getting going. I was like, that's my only purpose out of this. Like at this point, like I just want to make fucking shit that I think is cool, that I would actually want to listen to. You know what I mean? That's like it should be like the most basic thing in your like as a musician, but it's kind of hard and intimidating when you go out there in a scene and see all these people with like success and like, well, how are they getting that? Like it's because they sound like this, but I don't know how the fuck they're writing. You know what I mean? Like I can only control like mine. But the cool thing with that is that you can collab and shit, and just like or fucking like show up to people's studio sessions and just like hang out, jam together. Like jam sessions are like open sessions where I'll see that where people just get together. I'm like, that's fucking cool, because it'll spread. That's how you'll get these people's like perspectives on how they write
absolutely.
And stuff. And just and again, just build your.
Just going to shows and supporting. Support your local punk band, man. Support your local hardcore bands. Support your local scene, man. Just go there and mingle and make friends. Obviously, we're fucking doing something right, dude. You know what I mean? Like we are still getting asked to play shows at places, and you know, we're making music, and I think that the progression is there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm more, like I was saying, I'm more proud of this 3-song EP than I am the other, like, I think 11 songs that we have either vaulted or out now. And that's just because, like you said, man, it was just, you know, putting myself out there, making shit that I want to make and get a message across that I want to. We've had some pushback with it that maybe going a semi-political route with it is a way to not make everybody super interested in it, or, you know, divide ideals and stuff, because, you know, the political state is abysmal in this country right now. But it needs to be talked about in certain aspects of it, man. And I think that that's what we're gonna do, and I think that people are gonna fuck with it, man.
And that's so the thing that I've like, a common theme that I've seen, like, shit that I like now is just literally authenticity. So if like that's how you feel like I need to say this shit, like on the record that we're building, that's your thing, and it's gonna come across as real. Like, people will know when you're fucking faking shit. Like, you know that people seek that, and I don't know like where everybody is, but I know, like, just individually, like me, I'm like, if you sound like you're faking it, like, I'll be able to tell, and I won't be into it, and it'll dim down the music. I'd rather hear like some, like, whatever you are trying to say that shit, but fucking say it with your chest, you know what I mean? Like, hey, hell yeah, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, write some fucking dope music, and you'll be more into it, which will, again, translate into the way you play music, into like your live show. You're gonna be actually, you know, be able to be in the moment because you love the shit that you're saying, and like you believe in the shit you're saying. So if that's the thing, like, you'll create some badass shit, and I'm sure like that's the experience that you've been having.
Yeah, exactly. These last couple of shows I think have been really great. It's crazy because now we're at a point where we can have a whole set of originals, and you know, a year ago that wasn't a thing. We only had like 5 songs.
5 songs and then 5 covers that we have to pull out.
Because we had done the 5-song set once, and I think we got it done in like 8 minutes, and then we just
we walked off stage. We're like, all right,
peace. And they're like, shit, you still got like 20 minutes, dog. And we're like,
That's all we got.
I mean, I can play it 2 more times. I can run through the set.
We can run through it again if you want.
So it's good to build that catalog. It's also surreal, you know what I mean? To just look and be
all
like,
original,
damn, you know, it feels good. Well, I mean, you know what I mean?
Because I mean, you guys have been playing quite a bit of shows, and I remember because the first time I saw you guys was at the
Lulu Wingin'.
Is that how you say it? Like, I can always get it.
Lulu Wingin'.
Lulu Wingin'. Shout out to them as well, dude. They
were
cool.
Amazing. Honestly, like, I didn't know what to
sweetest
expect.
guys too, man.
Yeah, they were so
absolutely.
nice. Yeah, and they were fucking fantastic. Like, I didn't know what I was expecting, and then seeing it, I'm like, yeah, dude, that shit's fucking sick. It's fucking so cool. But that show, and then that show, like, it was the first time I saw you guys, but that show was like your third show?
Second.
That
was the second time ever playing on stage.
That's crazy.
That was a real stage. The first time we played on a real stage, because even our first show was like
it was just this
stage in a warehouse.
Like a warehouse, you know, a bunch of plywood stacked on top of each other, and I mean, that was a day to remember, man.
That was a good
smoked
night.
a little too much before going on stage, and I remember being up there spacing out a little bit. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Before we go on live,
we can't do this.
Yeah, it's crazy that, I mean, shit, that was only back in March.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, how many shows deep are you guys in, like, now?
Ooh, good question, dude. I can't even remember.
I know.
If you want to count like a couple house parties, I mean, I think we're over 10 at this point.
Yeah, we're in the double digits
because we got the 3 lined up now. We got 4 lined up now. We have one next week on October 8th at 3 Links in Deep Ellum. We have you guys the weekend after at the Post. Which we're super excited about. Chill Sounds Breakdowns 3.
What is it? Chill Sounds Breakdowns 3? What is it? Is that a mixed genre festival?
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of like art vendors?
It's hosted by these crazy ass guys. NoiseROT. I don't know if you guys have heard of them, man. They're putting it on, man.
They're fucking cool, man.
They invited us out to this podcast and shit, man. We were supposed to talk with them earlier, but
never reached out.
Sorry, we reached out. You know, they're pretty busy.
They're grinding. But we got that, and we're playing a Halloween party on the 29th, and then we got one super late out in November, like 2 days after Thanksgiving. O'Reilly's in Dallas.
Yeah, staying
and
busy.
then I know we talked to the Killer Tacos guy like twice a week, but we're having a hard time getting scheduled with him.
Really?
Yeah, we'll be like, hey, you got something available? And he's like, how about this Saturday? And I'm like,
we got a podcast.
We're already booked stuff going. Sorry. But dude, Killers.
Can we make it?
Yeah,
we'll take the podcast in the car.
Yeah, you know, and Killers, man, they be putting on shows every day. It seems like, man. So we're
man,
hoping to get some with them. Either November or December, but at this point, it's just
anywhere that would have us, honestly.
Man,
you want us there, we'll go.
Yeah,
we just want to play. We just want to play.
Dude, Killers is a sick venue. I love like crowded spaces because like
absolutely.
no matter what
so
fucking
intimate,
people, I love that a lot more. Plus, like when people are just like huddled together, like they makes them just want to wild out more, like crowd and participate. And I'm like, that's what I'm fucking about. Like those fucking rooms are so tight to be in.
Yeah, that's why I'm super excited to play Three Links, man. Three Links is, for me, it's a fucking legendary venue, man. I mean, I've seen a couple of some of my favorite punk bands play there, and it's a good, like not too big, not too small. You know, you got your bar, stage.
I love your fucking little like tunnel like style, and I love how it bleeds. Like they keep that outside gate open. People walk by because I remember that was like when Deep Ellum's changed quite a bit, but we should just like walk down there and like literally Three Links opening up.
Yeah, this will be my first time there, so.
At Three Links?
I've been to Deep Ellum. I've watched shows like at the Factory.
Yeah.
I've been to the fucking House of Blues, of course, but it's like. This is my first time going to Three Links, so I'll be there as a performer.
It's dope. It's dope. Like I said, it comes out and like they have their whole like front like door. So like if you just walk by, you can also catch like whatever shows like happening. But in there, it's got that feel to it where you're like curled up in like a tunnel, and then it's got that little cool like
it's cool
back.
It's cool.
It's like Tulips, right? That's the feel that I saw, kind of.
Yeah. It's a little smaller than Tulips, but the same kind of vibe in there. Yeah. Tulips is another like great venue.
Yeah, I hope to play there someday.
I've been reaching out to a few Houston locations, Austin locations. We're trying to choreograph. We're gonna work on a dance number with these guys.
Yeah.
Trying to get some stuff going at Kickbutt Coffee in Austin and The End in Houston. Those are just some pretty cool punk scenes out there. And I got a friend in Austin who we've been talking to, trying to get a house party going out there. But we're trying to. The end goal for me now is. Is he cool with being held? Oh, come here, Bubby.
You're like,
Kidney.
Just don't touch my eyes.
Once every 5.
My eyes fall out of my skull.
Deathly allergic, by the way.
Yeah,
I mean, really, the end goal right now is visuals, merch, local tour or something like that, man.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? That's what we're shooting for, I think. We're just gonna keep grinding until we fucking get there, man.
That's fucking. So that's the thing that like I feel like a lot sometimes like bands like misses like that. Hit the momentum, like make sure you're actually like moving
just
forward.
Keep running,
with
man. You gotta keep going, man. If you even for, I mean, there's like times where. I mean,
this motherfucker. I know what he's gonna say because he was freaking out, like not too long ago. Because after we had a show July 29th at Rob's with Drifters Atlas,
the Coffins. Shout out the Coffins. They'll be there. Chill Sounds Breakdowns 3. Super cool. And after that we had nothing. And I was freaking out for weeks, man.
Yeah, man. He was like, oh my God.
Man, I felt like I was being annoying almost, man. I had a copy and pasted thing. I think I sent you guys the same thing I sent everybody else for the Chill Sounds thing, other than like excited to play at Chill Sounds, you know what I mean? And then after that, now we have like 7 or 8 shows or something like that lined up, and I'm just like, what was I freaking out about?
And then, like, the thing is, like, if you have a break from shows, you just said like you got a bunch of other shit that you need to get done and stuff. So it would give you time with that. But I know the feeling of like I need to do all of it. Like,
exactly.
Like you're right, because it all comes by together. Visual wise, do you like do you have anything like planned?
I got some stuff worked out again.
Yeah, we got
Faux Step Co. He fucking does it all. If you need videos, clothes, fucking recording, I mean, just go there and.
See, that's the good thing. All the things you're stressing about, literally, like you have one guy right now that does all of that.
And he does it so well.
Yeah, we have an idea that we're working for Drive By.
Our first single, and we got a pretty good idea that we're working with.
It's just a matter of when
and how.
Do you plan on doing like a story thing, or is it like just a performance?
So I think we're gonna go with Weezer's Buddy Holly video. Meets like Nirvana's In Bloom music video, like talk show bands. Kind of doesn't look like we're playing the, song that we should be. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Trying to wear like I got it's all in here right now.
Yeah.
But I'm
you
thinking,
don't have to give too much away.
Yeah, exactly. Suits.
You'll see it.
You know what I
when
mean?
it's out.
Yeah, it's something that we're working on. I think we have the space to do it there at the studio. It's just a matter of getting a set built and just trying to choreograph, what we're gonna do in it. But I want it to be one of those songs where like Drive By is a song about a drive-by, you know what I mean? And it's pretty black and white. And, when talking to people about it, they're like, oh, are you going to get in a pickup truck and drive by somebody? I'm like, no, you know what I mean? It's just a song. So we're trying to just subvert the expectations of that by still having to be a kick-ass music video and, us doing our thing, but in a setting that's not in the back of a pickup truck.
What you
know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Kind of throw it off, not what they would like. You would expect on a song.
Yeah, I think that'll work in.
Blanking on the word.
Something.
What is the word?
Come on.
It's coming. It's coming.
Hey.
Predictable.
Hey.
It's not predictable. There we go. Dang, that took a while. Gears are turning.
And again with merch, we got prototypes and T-shirts made. We have I know Footstep Coast posted a couple of pre-order links. If you follow him on Twitter, he's got some merch pre-orders going right now. And then right now what I'm doing is I'm just drawing designs, sending them to him, trying to get them digitized and figure out what we want to slap.
So you're doing the actual art for like.
Yeah. So I did the art for the single or the EP. I drew the little
cover,
the little demon
The
guys.
little demon, the red demon.
And then I'm working on drawing the cover for the album that we plan on releasing next year. But that one's gonna take some. Just me having to draw a bunch of dumb shit over and over again until it looks right. I have an idea, but I'm not really. It's just pen to paper, straight from the dome. You know what I mean? So sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
I can't draw at all. I'm just here to play guitar and write the guitar parts, and that's about it.
But so I guess do you like that? Do you like doing as much as you can, like yourself? I guess.
Yeah, I mean. We did try before even meeting with Luis. We had a few attempts of trying to record stuff just in house. We would just buy a bunch of Shure 58s and like Julian, our drummer, has all kinds of wacky equipment. At his disposal. He's got mixers, a Casio keyboard, and a bunch of guitars, drums, and basses. So he's like the guy just has all the equipment. And so for a while we were plugging everything in, trying to record right, but I mean we don't know what we're doing. You know what I mean? And it never quite sounded right. And so once we got with Luis, I think we're really trying to lean on him because I do like the DIY aspect of it, and I'm trying to keep. I want to write my own songs, and if they want to write something, I want to keep everything in house, and then we could bring it to one dude who we know and can trust to put that out in the multimedia fast of it. Like I got my dad running a bunch of our social media. And stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Our manager, yeah.
All right, yeah.
Shout out to Rob.
Shout out Rob, man.
Shout out to Rob.
Rob consumes
Social media, man.
He helped us get. He definitely helped us by getting us on DistroKid and all that.
Yeah. So he's the one who's like putting out all the music on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon. I think we're on Pandora. Like, I mean, he put us on everything.
It's on everything.
Exactly. He's got we just got a Facebook the other day.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
that helps me because I remember like struggling. Like when I was first looking on that first show, I'm like, I can't find them. Like, what the fuck? Like,
where are they?
We had the Instagram for a while, and I got rid of Facebook years ago. But he's like, y'all need one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in this genre, this area, people use Facebook for booking. I mean, that's what 3 Links is promoting all their stuff on. So he's like, let me just fucking make you one, man, and I'll run it. And I was like, magic word right there. I'll run it.
It's like, if you're running it,
Sold.
Yeah, social media is one of the things that I like always like. I don't. It's
y'all
the one thing I'm like, I don't.
Man, I'll give y'all the credit, man. Y'all got the formula down. I mean, I think y'all.
We've been working, but that was one of my things because I was like, I want to make sure like stuff is out there, like same thing like with making this podcast was like I want to create like content for all these people. Without them having to do it themselves, and then now like because that was when we made the podcast, and with NoiseROT, I'm like, oh, if we're throwing shows, like I want to make sure like I make as much stuff for like people to use for themselves, and like just the same as this purpose of this podcast is like bringing attention to those people, just more shit to do that, to bring more attention to like fucking bands that are here, like around here. Like I feel like people still like, it's still a foreign concept to people that are out of the scene of like how many fucking like talented ass people like there are like right down the fucking street. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you never know.
And I like, I'm not the best at making like all these videos and stuff like that, but I look around, I'm like, who else is doing it right now? It's like, well, not many people.
So us, man. You're
so I'm like,
good,
and I'm just like, but it took like, it's one of those things of like, oh, I'm not that good. Like I see what other people like make, and I'm like, whatever. But like, it's talking to people. Yeah.
Topic of
fucking. Apparently, that's
podcast
brought to you by insecurity.
Yeah, you know,
Self-doubt.
we all got it.
Self-doubt.
Your own worst enemy.
But no, I mean, yeah, really. I mean, you guys. Really, I mean, we were drawn to you guys just because, y'all were so willing to just put us on there. You know what I mean? And, obviously we were lucky that we had stuff to show you guys at that time and everything like that. But I think what y'all guys got going is really well, man. The multimedia kind of... I think y'all need to do, like, some street interviews type shit or, like, some... When you're at shows, like, fucking talk to people at the door, like, hey, you know.
Maybe I shouldn't be doing multimedia.
Hey, what's up? We're the deep end.
Yeah.
We've been talking for the past, I don't know how long.
Feels like forever.
Time doesn't
Forever
exist
in a good
here,
way.
okay?
We're in a chamber, hyperbolic time chamber.
It's been 60 seconds.
Sensory deprivation.
I've reached Super Saiyan 2.
No, but I think I was thinking about that the other day because y'all got the podcast, y'all got like the little quick videos, y'all got the website. I mean, yeah, y'all should do something where it's like you just dress up in a fucking suit or something, just talk to people as they're coming into the festival. How you doing? Who you here to see?
So we've had
shit.
so for Chill Sounds we're gonna be doing that. So now
Fuck
so I've been doing the podcast mostly like all like setting up all these things has been me for the longest time. Just just DJ will edit my audio, but as far as like when I first started this, I used to do it mobily. So I used to go to people's like if you wanted me to go to your house or somewhere closer to you. So all this shit I was packing up by myself, and it was just like it was a big thing. And then also like I was the only one editing, I was the only one creating clips and shit like that. So I'm like
not sleeping.
And then and now not sleeping, and now like Bert's been helping me. Now he's part of this. And they're part of it, Bert's part of it. They're part of this, and I'm like, okay, like let's see what more. And they've been great, you know what I mean? So it's allowed me to add more stuff. So I'm like, let's do something different. So we already have the podcast. I was like, let's do just interviews. So we're gonna do right after your set, we're gonna try to catch them, and then immediately like turn around, flip them, and upload them like. Edit them down, upload them to whatever. Like we're thinking just like Instagram or something.
When you realize you get a little team behind you, like fuck, we could just churn this shit out.
And then Bert shot like live videos of stuff. And then the other day we realized because we just finished the podcast last week, and then It Is What It Is was playing out at Amplify, and we're like, oh, let's go see them. I'm like, okay, and he's like, yeah. They're like, I'm gonna record this like their set, and we're looking here, we're like. We have 3 fucking cameras. Like, do you want to just take the 3 camera setup? So we literally set up a drum cam. They set up one. They were holding one on the side. I was on the front, and I'm like, we can also start making just fucking live set videos, like badass multicam ones, and just like putting shit together. I'm like,
it's all coming. You know,
and that's what that's one thing I love about like what we do is that. So that was where I was like excited because like DJ's like really good at like the booking side and talking to all band stuff, and I'm like, what can we create like media wise? I go to do this. So that's when like. I was like, oh, hey, let's do a podcast. Like now with the Rotted Root sessions that DJ does, like those live sessions, like at Crooked Tooth, Fostepco always fucking work on something.
Shout out.
I don't know, it's like the 4th fish Fostepco shout out, but I'm gonna cut them all together for him.
He's involved, man.
But
he's involved.
But like those, and I'm like, oh, if we do those live and then like show interviews or stuff like. Because we also have like. After show interviews, just short, like 5 to 10 minute clips and stuff like that. Because there's all these like things that I've seen before, and then plus we get a bunch of like tours stopping by now that we're like booking. So I'm like, all these can have like those little interview spots. And there's like so many ideas we've been throwing around. It's just literally picking like, okay, which one are we gonna do next? Like to add to. But like building a team is important. Like that. I'm glad that you guys found like Lewis. Because that's a good person, to have on your team. Because that's
100%.
Yeah, man. 100%.
As much as you want to keep in house,
we would not be here. I mean, talking to you without him, man. I mean, he's helped us find the sound that I think that is gonna define who we are, man. You know what I mean? And he's just a fucking smart, non-sleeping motherfucker.
Yeah. He's just a machine.
Yeah, so
he's a robot.
We're super grateful for him, man. And Yeah, it's crazy. You get just that small group of people all have the common goal, and all of a sudden that goal is a little bit more achievable.
You need to have those people, and you need to, even if they're like not working directly with you, but just people like that to have around you.
Of course. Yeah,
because then you're like, as soon as you start slacking, and maybe you notice that you'll see them like, okay, they're not doing that, so I'm gonna keep up. You know what I mean? Like it'll motivate you to want to be people. You'll have conversations that actually lead to like ideas and like, oh, like maybe I'll try this like different. Blah, blah, blah. And just people who like are just driven. Like it's what you need, especially if you have a goal in mind. It's like I got shit to do. Goal oriented. Where they're like, I got ideas to do, and it's good to have those, because like I'll have my moments where I'm like, this is a lot, or like I don't know what this is gonna like lead to, or maybe I like
being able to walk the walk, man.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think in general everybody has their own aspect of being creative and whatnot, but it's being able to really, I don't want to say follow your dreams or whatever, but you know what I mean? Like take that goal, that idea, that shit that you really want to do, and all of a sudden you realize, oh, these 3, 4, 5 other people kind of also want to do that same thing, man. And then next thing you know, I mean, it's happening. I mean, shit, like a year ago, it was just me and my, and Julian just like jamming out. Like, what if we formed a band? And now we're at we're on the NoiseROT podcast talking about Chill Sounds and Breakdowns 3, October 15th.
October 15th,
the post-release.
So it's pretty crazy, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, it's intimidating and it's anxiety-driven, but it's also like, dude, this is the most fucking fun I've ever had in a long time, man. Like I said, I used to do hip-hop and stuff, and I really like that genre of music and have a lot of admiration and respect for it. But I felt like that was just me almost like settling, you know what I mean? Or being young and stupid and like doing a bunch of shit that it, like when you going back to what you're saying about like, you can like tell when somebody's like just faking it. You know what I'm saying? Like I am 5'4", 180 pounds, and I am short king.
Hashtag short king.
I'm outing myself here. And I'm from the burbs, man. Like I was born and raised. I was born in Wichita, Kansas, and raised here in Plano, plain old Texas. You know what I mean? Like nothing like fucking to it, man. No danger. No, reason to act this.
To rap about,
being hard and shit, and all this shit. And so I found myself doing that, but at the same time, it was this need to want to play music and do what I want to do. And I owe it, to my band and to my friends that have helped me, like, almost rediscover myself. Because I fell off. I was doing this same thing a couple years ago, like 2015 through 17. I was rapping, doing shows, the same kind of thing. There's that progression. And then, I graduate high school, get a fucking full-time job, move out of my mom's house. All of a sudden, I'm like, holy shit, like, life is happening. I don't have time to do all this party, dumb shit. And I'm like, I want to write and make music that has, like, real substance to me, man.
Yeah.
I was just following trends, man, and, like, saying and doing shit that I wasn't saying or doing. So it's like, being able to, I think, catch myself doing that really helps me, man. And a lot of people... I can't say are as lucky, you know what I mean? I know a few people in my life that do that same thing that, might not be doing what they're saying. So it's just one of those things where it's being able to put yourself in check, but at the same time, like, I want to make music. Yeah. I want to be here. I want to do this. Even if nobody fucks with what I'm saying, I'm having a good time doing it. And maybe 1 or 2 people will also want to, hear what I have to say and, like, what we're doing. And that's been happening, and it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And it's insane, and it's humbling, and terrifying, intimidating, but it's so much fucking fun, dude. And I don't want to be doing anything else, man. I want to quit my job and just do this full time.
Yeah.
But I gotta keep my job, so I can afford to do this.
At the moment, the jobs are funding this to make this happen.
Yeah.
I've always had similar dream. Picked up the guitar at a young age. And I've always just wanted to play, just be professional musician or whatever, but just wanted to make that a profession somehow.
Yeah.
Just be involved in it. I even, try to go to school for audio engineering, but I don't really like school, so I didn't stick with it.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'll
just keep playing. I graduated high school, man.
But when you find the thing that you when you feel it,
Yeah,
like this
man.
is what I should be doing, like this is
Right.
what I need to be
Yeah.
doing. Like it doesn't matter in what capacity. Like I've found that I'm like I don't care how much, because I went a good while without like music, like being like
Yeah.
playing in anything. And I was like, what the, like, I think about it now, like, I don't know what I would be doing if I wasn't, like, around this shit.
Right.
Like, if I wasn't playing, if I wasn't, like, being like, what would take this
Yeah.
place? And I'm like, nothing can, you know
No,
what I mean?
man.
'Cause
Like, when I
want
wasn't
to do
making
this.
music, I had a LinkedIn. That's how bad it got. You know? It was bad. Man.
You know what's funny? So did I, because there was a while where I wasn't even
shit.
touching the guitar.
Oh, my God.
There was a dry spell, and then
I still got it on there too, man. I'm wearing a fucking suit, like I buckled down and I became a cog, man, and I was just like
Suit.
fuck,
Suit,
fuck, man. What am I doing, dude?
Corpo
Cold calling
America,
motherfuckers
man.
every day. I was like, this sucks, man. Like, I just want to get back to it, dude.
Yeah,
and then I
just
met,
make-
and then, well, I didn't meet.
I
Then
came
we all
back.
came together
Yeah.
and realized, hey, we
Came
all want
back,
to do the
yeah.
same shit, man. Let's just fucking make it happen, man.
That's fucking
Let's just
cool.
fucking make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came back at a perfect time because I
Yeah.
you know, there was a moment in my life that I just disappeared for like 5 years,
Wow.
for different reasons.
It was a she.
Is it 'cause
Yeah.
of Avengers Endgame?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Blew my mind. Just wanted to go meditate
Turn
for
it-
5 years.
Yeah.
And then for those 5 years, did not touch the guitar. It was just, it was a different person. I had short hair, no tattoos, no nothing. Wasn't myself.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden I woke up and I came back just in time, and he was like, "Hey, want to play in our band?"
Yeah,
I was
we're
like,
like,
"Fuck
we're
yeah,
fucking-
I want to
Yeah,
play in our
so,
band."
yeah.
And I
Picked
got
up the axe and started swinging.
self-expression from here on out. That's just what I want to do. I'll
been-
do it. Yeah.
It's been extremely fun and humbling, and I mean, I'm super excited for the future. And
Yeah.
I think that we can make something happen. Hopefully, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and again, it's just fucking doing it. It's just
Exactly.
I realized, like, dude, other than like the biggest thing in everything would be consistency. It's like just keep doing it. Like it doesn't matter what capacity, how long. It's just like when you stop, that's when like
Yeah.
it's hard to pick.
Catch
get
yourself
those
slip,
wheels.
man.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's hard to get those wheels
exactly.
moving
And-
again once you like just
Yeah.
try to quit and like.
Seeing it happen is pretty surreal.
It's
sometimes,
tough, man. It's tough to
is.
see
Yeah,
it.
it
Like I've
sucks.
seen it, like it's being in scene like for as long as I have. Like I've seen like bands come and go, and then like just like people
Yeah.
who are just like now out of the scene, like or I saw them get out of the scene completely. And actually, in recent years, I've seen people like coming back to it because I'm like, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
like you should have known, like you can't leave that behind.
Yeah,
Like,
man,
it's
that'll
in you.
never
You know
die.
what I mean?
That'll
Like it's
never
not
die.
going
Yeah,
away. And I
that's-
see all these people like. I'll leave it for a bit, and they go and they have like these like they probably got a LinkedIn too.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly.
And then-
You become a normie,
And
man.
then, and then like you realize like you
posh.
fucking can't live in that world like.
No.
And I look at that, I'm like I was like, there's no way I could do
can't,
it.
yeah.
Like there's no way I could do like because I've tried it before and I'm like yeah I didn't make it. Ever since then like I've been back in some capacity whether I'm playing whether it's just like going to
Absolutely.
shows and being in it and now being able to be a part of like. Making those shows that I was going to, like just like I just want to make fucking badass times.
Yeah,
like
man.
I remember the memories that I have. I just want to make those for fucking
Yeah,
other people.
absolutely,
And then
man.
like if I can help more people like grow around here, I was like, there's so much cool shit. Like, but I could never go back to just doing.
No,
like,
there's
man,
no way,
somewhere.
man.
It's
I just
crazy.
want to play the shows, man. That's
shout out
that's
to
why
you,
we're
dude.
here,
I
man.
mean-
yeah.
Oh,
Shout out to
appreciate
NoiseROT.
it.
Amazing.
Shout out
Chill
to-
Sounds
out-
3.
Chill Sounds 3.
Chill Sounds
Yeah.
3, October 15th.
What was that? Chill Sounds 3, October 15th.
But yeah, man, I'm glad that you guys have been pushing like as hard as you guys have. And,
Thank you, man.
Like I said, I still like second shows when I met you now. Like you have so many. I'm like always seeing them like they're always playing something. Like that's
We're
fucking
trying,
great.
man.
I love
Yeah.
it. And then all
Yeah.
the shit that you have coming up is like
Yep.
badass. So you have something that might drop this year, right? I'm not keeping. you
Yeah,
there.
so we
So-
for sure 100% this month
single this
October
month, for
we
sure.
have Monster Mash cover. Little
Yo,
punk
what the
Monster Mash
fuck?
cover,
Hell yeah.
So we got that dropping this month. I got it privated on SoundCloud. Now we're just waiting for the DistroKid shit to pull through, so we'll have an official date. And then next month in November, fingers crossed, Americans EP will be available to stream on all platforms and stuff. And I think
Also-
that it'll be a good turning point for
Yeah,
us.
hopefully by then we'd have shirts.
Yeah, some
That's what I'm
shirts,
saying, shirts,
to
some
sell,
shit
yeah.
But
to
you
buy,
have,
man.
you have pre-order links, right now.
Yeah, right
There
now
are
if you go
pre-order
to
links.
FostStepCo.com or if you go to
The Twitter.
FostStepCo's
FostStep,
Twitter, I know
yeah.
he's taking pre-orders. You can message him. He's got like 4 fucking Instagrams. You got Crooked 2 Studios Instagram. You got First Step Co Instagram. You got Prod 4 Cash Instagram. You could probably message any one of those and just talk about the Deep End merch, and he'll get back to you with the size.
So if you want to make sure you get your size, you can pre-order that shit. Don't bitch about it later. Okay?
Exactly.
So that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
And then you have a shit ton of shows you're playing, music and fucking merch. You guys like have the right attitude for this, and you're driven as fuck, like based on what you can tell, and you're passionate about this shit. Is what I love. Like that's why people wonder this shit all the time. It's like, oh, is this weird to have like conversations? Because it's like literally like first we're actually sitting down and talking to each other.
Yeah,
or whatever.
absolutely.
But I'm like, one of the funnest things to do is talk to people about what they fucking love. Like it's the easiest shit. Like I can listen to that shit all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
It's fucking great, and I fucking love that you guys like found each other at all the right moments and get to write like this music and jam with each other. And I know you guys got some shit that is just gonna keep coming, man. I really interest that. So keep us in the loop. We'll like keep
absolutely
as
all
much
the
as
time
we can that we can do for you guys. And I can't wait for Chill Sounds, dude.
Yeah.
October
Chill
15th.
Sounds,
Chill Sounds Breakdowns 3.
October 15th.
But yeah, guys, thank you guys for stopping by.
Yes,
thank you for having us.
Really appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
And I will see in Chill Sounds of Breakdown. We'll see you guys. Thank you for watching, listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Shout out Luis and First Step Co.